We're in front of today's top story right now. Hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien. Welcome to The Insider from Hollywood.
The talk show host was the master of ceremonies at the unveiling of the Pechanga collection of fine art by artist Todd White.
This is the second biggest insider, the biggest guest you could get today in the world.
King spent part of his day hosting an auction of Todd White's art at the Pechanga Casino and Resort in Temecula, California.
I've never seen jaclays like the jaclays you're going to see here. Maybe the best jaclays I've ever seen. And now let's bring on the man of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, Todd White.
It's a pleasure to be here with you, Todd. You know, I was talking to Frank on the way down here, and I said it's nice to see someone else getting framed other than us this time. Absolutely. The Rat Pack meets Picasso. I can't think of a better theme. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Todd White. Take it away,
Grab a chair. I bet you never had an entrance like that.
No, never had an entrance like that.
Okay, you are that rare commodity, a successful selling painter.
Yeah, how crazy is that? I mean, there's so many talented artists and painters, and I just seem to have something that I've captured in my work that people just cling to and will relate to, and they love it. I mean, it's so great. It's like I'm not even a painter. I'm like a therapist that sells happiness.
And is it all of it is in the bright, upbeat concept?
Oh, it goes in all layers.
You do
It's
dark?
from, oh yeah, you know, I mean, you get the moments. It's just emotions. I run through the gamut, you know. I mean, you have your highs and you have your lows. And in one of those moments of really low, I just want to paint dark, sulky paintings. And then upbeat moments, I'm feeling great. And I think the only thing that really separates me from every other talented artist out there is that I just have this ability to really put that emotion into the canvas.
All right. Is this commissioned work?
Yes, they hired me to do 11 paintings, 3 of which will be the largest paintings I've ever painted in my life.
How many will we see today?
6.
Right. And did they say we want a certain theme?
Well, they said, they invited me out to this great resort, and they said, come on out and spend some time here and just try to capture the feel. And they took me on a tour of their great oak and some of their culture, and I just really try to embody all of that in the work that I present. I'm a painter, you know, and I love to paint. It's not a job to me. It's just like how great you've been in your career. It's not a job. You love it.
Right.
I think you'd just be waking up in your living room and doing it with your wife at the table, interviewing her if you weren't doing it on TV, because it's what you love to do.
Just lost me there, Todd. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll open them one by one. All right, and then I'll ask you about them, all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is World First. Okay, Todd White, number 1.
We're going to start with the triptych. Look at that.
Whoa. All right, triptych means?
The three paintings of equal size that I did that kind of run it with a theme. So the first one here, this one's entitled Push It. And it's kind of like your typical Friday night at any casino where you're just shoved up on the tables and everyone's packed in there and they're making their bets and they're dealing.
Great painting.
And on this one, you've got the guys and they're playing their cards and they're all wagering, and yet there's this whole seriousness of what's going on and playing off each other. Maybe this guy thinks he really has a winning hand, but he's confident he does, and he's not too sure about what's going on. And this guy's just chilling. He knows he's got it down. And yeah, this one is called Peep It. And this is basically, you know, your ESPN Friday night, every night, card games that they're just, the poker tournaments, they become so huge. And I really wanted to try to capture in this one how the silliness of how crazy they are about peeking and looking, and then they're almost magical about some of these hands, you'll notice, are just floating up through the table. They're so into it and want to get on it. And then with the color on this one, a lot of mine can get complicated, so I want to keep it really simple and just focus attention on these guys. Over here, we have the next one, which is Snapshot. And this is kind of like the photo we've all seen of all of our friends and all of us, where, you know, it's either in the beginning of the evening when you're like, get a picture, we're all here together, it's, you know, and then or it's the three guys who inevitably are at the bar alone talking about how they were going to go down and score, but nothing's happened, and it's about 2, and so they're like, hey, let's get a picture with them so we can have a story. And inevitably someone's going to have a red eye in all the photos, so, you know, amongst the controversy, I had to put the red eye in. But,
you're not only extremely talented, you're the funniest serious artist I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, you got to kind of put yourself into the painting,
Well,
I guess.
the picture
you
shows
know?
it. Painting shows
I'm a
it.
monkey. We have No More Bets.
Oh.
And this one, wait, it gets better. It's called No More Bets, as they always do. And I think sometimes I become a little opposite of what the public does. When an event is happening, it's kind of like what a musician needs to happen, where he's doing a trick and everybody's watching his hands and watching him. But I never watch that. I look at everybody watching him. And I love watching people watch the big event. So I miss a lot of things. So it's like if you ever watch anyone at that table, that anticipation right before that ball drops, and they're just like looking, and some won't look, and they have their suspicions, and they're superstitious, and then you got these guys that are leaning over, and they're just praying for that number because they put their rent on it, and then you have these two guys, they're so loaded, they don't even care, and they're just checking her out. They're just excited, and he's like, yeah, I got something going on here, and then this guy, he's just chilling, watching it, and he's just doing well.
You observe people?
Oh, all the time. It's the best. You know, I always say.
So you walk around the casino and watch?
All the time. And I love going to bars. I love drunks. I don't drink myself, but I love hanging out with them. And that's when people really can become themselves, and they reveal that, they peel back, and then you're able to see that.
You love drunks?
I love them. I love
Boy, are you in the right place.
And this one right here is Single Deck, which. This one embodies everything that you see really going on at the blackjack tables and at just any table in general, gambling. And so a lot of these people may be single up here, and they're playing the game as well as they're playing each other. And then some are here like, yeah, I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to meet the ladies. He's just kind of like. So I try to make each one unique and individual, because the last thing I want to do is just paint the same repetitive guy over and over again in a painting. So. And I never shy away from the hands. The hands, we all act and talk with our hands and move. And so I'm constantly focusing a lot on the gestures that we make.
Would you do portraits?
Yeah, I'd love to do a portrait of you. When would you like me to start?
No, I'm not kidding. I like to commission you. No, I like to commission you to do my family, but a throwback with my two. I got an 8-year-old and a 7-year-old. Yeah. Without Viagra. My assistant will talk to you.
Yeah, we're going to
I'm going to pay. I'm hiring.
All right. So the last painting,
The piece de resistance.
The largest painting I've ever done. This was, I needed to do something because they said, look, this is going to be when you walk in to our casino and a resort, this is going to embody what we're about, what's going on. This one, which I entitled Full House.
How big is that?
5 foot by 8 foot, which for me, I mean, that's enormous. My
borderline mural.
Yeah, that's almost a mural. And so I wanted to capture everything. So one of the big symbols of this great place is the Great Oak. And in the bar, they have a big mosaic glass tiling of the Great Oak tree. And then I got a bunch of people going here where you have this guy who's here for the music, and he's got the notes flying off, and they're flowing through the tree, because the tree kind of symbolizes life and growth and constant growing upward. And then you have the guy with the cards, which has these basket symbols, which are all located all over the floors as you walk the resort, and you see the symbols on the ground. You have the tree, which will flow from the tiles into kind of chips, and you got your numbers. And then I don't know if you can see it out there or not, but there are numbers in white all around the background that set it off. I got the deck, his scarf is the deck background from this painting, so I've incorporated more of the art into the art. Each person that's walking in has their own idea of how this evening's going to go, how their day of the weekend's going to turn out. You have a guy who's so excited to see his concert, then you have her, she's just happy to be here and see maybe meet him.
I tell you, I am very impressed with your work.
Thank you.
I think I'm not showing you. You capture moods, great. You capture people, even though they're extensions of people. I mean, they're a broad look at people. Yet in each person there's a quality, and as well as the capturing the atmosphere of this place. So I salute you. I think you've done it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And,
I'm very excited.
and I'm not kidding about that commission. I want you are a talented artist, and this must have been very special for you to do
This is probably the highlights of my life.
You sure you're not Jewish? Before we get down, and you have a wonderful time for the rest of the afternoon, and hope you watch tonight. Look forward to having this young man on my show as well.
I actually have a favorite painting of Todd White's, and it's the one where the woman's sort of laying sideways, she never sleeps alone. Kind of Picasso-inspired, just very colorful, sort of abstract. I love his work.
Today's event particularly is so wonderful, and Todd's work is great.
Actually, my favorite painting is the little one in the center over there of the 6. It shows the 4 people, and each one, of course, knows they're winning the game. And then you've got this sneak who's looking up over the table. That's my favorite because I've seen so many of those kind of people through my life in Las Vegas.
No, my husband actually a couple years ago came home and went online and said, "You have to see this artist." And I said, "It's great, honey. Why don't you buy it?" Because he's never really responded to art like that. And so I got the invitation. I said, "Todd White, oh my gosh," and it's him. It's my husband's favorite artist.
I don't know. My assistant came by, took my Coke away, and threw me down in the casino. I'm kidding. I had to. I don't remember getting here, man. I was excited to come down and see it all in person and buy something. You know, I want to talk to Todd actually, see if I can get an original instead of a print off of it.
The crowd went crazy over the art. Every piece was met with huge applause.
It's bigger than anything I've ever done. It's like being welcomed into a new family, you know? It's like, I feel like I'm completely a part of it now. So it was, in the process of it was real important for me to capture the essence and not just do gambling pieces, here it is. It was more important to really spend time and study up on and see things and notice things and pull all those elements in and bring it together. And, you know, I'm pretty proud of the pieces. I feel like I've accomplished that.